everybody, and welcome to Under the Arch Sports. My name is David Woldingen, and today we're going to be talking about St. Louis Cardinals. However, before we do, please remember to hit the subscribe button to our YouTube channel. Check out our Facebook and Instagram pages, as well as our Twitter page. Now, the Cardinals just finished off a series with Los Angeles Angels, getting swept by them for the first time in franchise history, I believe. And quite honestly, have just been stinking it up. The last 10 games, the Cardinals are 1-9. Overall on the season, they moved to last place in the Central with 10 wins, 22 losses. The only teams worse than the Cardinals in the league right now are the Kansas City Royals, the Oakland A's, and the Chicago White Sox are tied with the Cardinals at 10 and 22. Folks, it's not been pretty baseball. For the first time, fans started to boo a little bit, and rightfully so. After the game against Otani, where the Cardinals had a 4-3 lead and then promptly gave it up in the ninth inning. There's a lot of things we can point to that are going wrong. First off, I want to talk about our batting. Some interesting stats coming in here. This touted lineup coming into the season is just not producing right now, and it's highly frustrating for all around. They are 21st in batting average and 18th in runs. No matter what your pitching staff does, if you're 21st in average and 18th in runs, you're not going to win games. You're talking the bottom third of the league right now, batting-wise. The only batter right now around 300 with enough at-bats to qualify is Goldschmidt, batting right at 300. And quite honestly, some of that he's just started to pick up. Wilson Contreras also 284, Nolan Gorman 268, Tommy Edman 265, Brendan Donovan 253, and then the other two notables, Nolan Aaron and Tyler O'Neill, batting 236 and 228. If the Cardinals want to get their offense going, quite honestly, Arenado needs to get going. He's really been struggling. He's hit into a lot of double plays, has a lot of runners in scoring position, just not been able to come through. I know he's just as frustrated as anybody on the team. I will say the last two games against the Angels, he seems to be coming out of his slump. So hopefully he continues to do that because it can only benefit the offense. Now that I've gone through the offensive stuff a little bit, some numbers for our pitching staff, which is, in my opinion, the real problem, because no matter what this offense does, the pitching staff finds a way to blow these games. They are 21st in ERA at 4.33. That's as a whole staff, not just the starting rotation, but the whole staff. A couple of glaring numbers is they are dead last in 2-strike putouts. What that means is, on average, teams are hitting 218 against them with 2 strikes, and they've allowed 19 home runs with 2 strikes. So these pitchers aren't having that put-out pitch, or they're not attacking properly to get those batters out, and the batters are laying off. Quite honestly, the book is out on the Cardinals that pitch to contact. Flaherty might be the only one who really has strikeout material as a starter, and he's still trying to figure it out. Matz is an adventure every time Steven Matz is an adventure every time he goes out there. Possibly 4 or 5 runs every time he goes out to the mound. And the other guys, you never know what you're going to get out of them, quite honestly. We don't have a number 1 starter on this team. Probably not even the number 2 starter, in my opinion, the way they're pitching right now. And because of that, you have to rely on batting. And with the batting not coming through, they're 18th in runs scored. They're just not going to win many games, and they're showing that right now. But I think the frustrating thing is how they're losing some of these games. Like They go up 4-3 on Shohei Ohtani. Get all the way to the ninth inning. Gallegos, who's actually been pretty money all year, comes in, if you're going by statistics and everything else, has been our best pitcher. Promptly gives up a home run first pitch to tie the game. And then next batter gives up another home run and then a couple of doubles to give a 2-run lead to the Angels. There's just no countering that. I can point to the team and say they need to produce, but honestly, some of this needs to be put on the front office. And even Ollie Marmol, post game after the Ohtani loss against the Angels, he basically said they're going to stay on the course and keep going, saying the signs are there and that he didn't say it in this way, but basically it sounded like he was saying we're hitting into bad luck, we're playing into bad luck, and it's going to come around. And he may be right, but the fact of the matter is you're 20% of the way through the season now. He keeps talking about how this team is going to be battle tested and their character is going to come through and show. That's fine and all, but until they actually start winning and coming through in some of these games, all that character is telling me is that they're losers, quite honestly. And his comments really give the fan base no hope of a turnaround because I think he's lost at what to do. And quite honestly, game after game, he's being put in front of these reporters, and it's to the point now where Mozeliak maybe needs to step in and answer questions on how maybe to right the ship. I would love to focus on one area of the game, but in all honesty, all facets of the game for the Cardinals are just not clicking. If take the Thursday game against the Angels, the score 7 runs, but Flaherty gives up 10. I mean, most of the time when he scores 7 runs, you're gonna win the game. But if your pitching staff gives up 10 after you score 7, you just kind of throw your hands up. Nothing's clicking for this team right now. I don't know if there's any answers. Maybe the biggest thing might need to be a shakeup. I have mentioned to Eric, and I know he might not necessarily agree with me, but you had Ryan Helsley in for the the last batter of the 7th, and then the 8th inning on the Wednesday, I believe it was a Wednesday game against Shohei Ohtani. And he's just flat out dealing. His stuff looked filthy and nasty. And then Ollie opts to go with Gallegos for the 9th inning as closer. And I can see why he does that because Gallegos throughout the month of April has done a fantastic job. But this, in my opinion, is where the analytics gets into the way of the baseball game. You're relying too much on the stats of what the players have been doing instead of the eye test, the good old-fashioned eye test. If you have a pitcher dealing and getting outs, why would you take him out? Just my personal opinion, my frustration there. Schilt had a decent way of doing that, trusting his players not based on stats, but how they looked in that game, and just gave him the opportunity. You might lose him for a couple days, but you needed that win. Give Ryan Helsley a chance to finish out that game, because if you do and you win, you can then focus on the next game at hand, the Thursday game. He might be unavailable for 3 or 4 games, fine. But you know what? You get that win you badly needed. Take a little pressure off the guys and let them relax a little bit, and maybe you might see a run go. Like I said, this might be a time where analytics might be getting in their heads too much, and they just need to play the game, put it out of the side, and just play who has a hot hand, who's pitching well. If they're not tired and you're getting guys out, let them go a little longer. Have someone ready just in case. I think in the front office, they're scratching their heads. They're not sure what to do. I think you might see a move from the Cardinals here shortly, just to stir things up. I know there's a lot of interest in Tommy Edman for his defensive skills and his potential leadoff capabilities as a bat. I could see them trading him maybe to pull in a pitcher of some sort. Maybe O'Neill thrown into the package, things like that. I know DeYoung has come up and is starting to hit. I'm wondering if that's a trial, and if it goes well, they might flaunt him out on the trade market to get somebody too. The Cardinals are really deep right now. They have Wynn down in AAA eyeing that shortstop position, and I think the club has him in mind for a long term lockdown and shortstop in the future, so they could easily move Edman or someone else to get a pitcher possibly. And if they do that, they might be looking for a pitcher with a little bit of control, so they have him for a couple of years. I don't know, guys. It's really, really frustrating to watch this team right now. They're not winning. The front office, Mozeliak, they're not speaking to the media right now. They haven't come out with anything. They're not backing Ollie up. Ollie's just being thrown to the reporters. He's frustrated. The team's frustrated. Everyone's trying to explain what's going on. They don't know how to do it. Nobody seems to know how to make adjustments, maybe change things up. It's not looking good. They're getting to the danger zone where they're not going to come back from this season, quite honestly. I'd love to see it happen, but come on, you're 20% of the way through the season. You've only won 2 series, lost 7, and I believe you split 1 series so far this year. You've only won 2 series out of 11. Just let that sink in a little bit. 2 series out of 11. This is a team that was picked to be the top of the NL Central. So they could turn it around. They could pull it together. I'd love to see it happen. The good news is I think Wainwright's supposed to be coming back to pitch over the weekend. Maybe a bright spot and a relief. He might end up having to be the stopper for this team. Don't know if that's going to be an option. It'll be something to keep an eye on, though. Maybe with him stabilizing the rotation, things might settle down a little bit. Hopefully it does. Arenado, hopefully he starts picking it up with the bat if he can get going along with Goldschmidt and just get the things going, rolling with the offense. It might take some of the pressure off the pitchers, and at the same time, the pitchers can stop giving up all these runs. Maybe the team can relax and go on a huge run. A couple of years ago, they went on a 17-game winning streak to get into the playoffs. It could happen again. Maybe not a 17-game, but they could go on a huge run in a month or two and get right back into the middle of this. But I think more needs to come out of the front office, not from Ollie, but from DeWitt and Mozeliak. And I honestly think this team might need a shakeup or a change of roster to get things kick-started again. It's tough to watch. Hopefully in a week or two we can come back and say things are turning around. Until then, though, we'll keep you updated with any news on the Cardinals. If there's any trade rumors going around, I know a lot of people are over the last day or two have been mentioning Tommy Edman in a trade. Maybe the Cardinals might solidify with a pitcher. Who knows? Who knows what Mozeliak's going to do? But if they keep going this direction, the fan base is going to lose their patience. They're already starting out to lose their patience. If you heard the boos a little bit, it'll be interesting to see what the organization tries to do to calm things down. I don't see it happening. Hopefully, I'm 100% wrong. Again, we'll keep you updated. Thank you for watching Under the Arc Sports.